Hey guys, good morning. It's very early here. It's about 6:15 a.m. Last night I fell asleep re-listening to Academics and Mob's World, aka Milagro lives that they were doing, going over all of the details of what happened in court. And shout out to Millie for going out there and doing all of this. And also a huge thank you to her because she's, I know, shown some support my way. So we're doing audio only because I am in my meditative state that I go into every morning. I meditate before I start my day. And usually it's just, to clear my mind and get into my intentions for the day, clear my energy, set my mood, and get ready to read for everybody. But I actually, started downloading all these messages from Spirit, grabbed my phone, and wanted to document them. It is Friday, I believe today is the 15th. So, of December 2022. So that's why we're on audio only, because I didn't, have time to set up everything else. Okay, so I wanted to see what really happened that night while they were fighting. This isn't me pulling cards. This is me directly channeling Spirit, getting messages, visions, being shown what happened. So the first thing that Spirit was showing me was that Megan was in this place in her career where things were really starting to blow up for her, and all of this attention that was going her way. You've got a song with Cardi B, and that's what they were filming, and that's how, the whole contact with Kylie Jenner came about because of the WAP video. She had a song with Beyonce. Everybody around her is bigging her up and telling her you're the next big rapper and you're the greatest thing. And it got to her head. And while nobody is denying that she was going through any kind of trauma from losing her mom or any of that kind of stuff, Spirit saying it was that reliance on ego that was getting to her at that point in time. So of course, when she's at this party and she's feeling like, I am the reason why you're even here, with Tory being there, and he's paying all this attention to Kylie, that ego came flaring up, and it was pissing her off because she felt like, I should be getting your attention, not her. The drunker that she got, the more and more that she started to get in her feelings and get pissy about things. And so she was getting told by the people around her, EJ, Kelsey, like, hey, chill out, let's go. And they did, start telling her whatever they could because she wasn't listening. Your wig's falling off, your makeup's smeared, you're looking sloppy, like, this is embarrassing. But I keep getting that Kylie was already kind of telling everybody around Megan, like, it's time for her to wrap it up and get out of here, because she was already being snotty towards Kylie, and Kylie could sense something's gonna happen, but she didn't know what. It was just, I'm not trying to get in a screaming match with you. I'm not trying to have all this drama up in my house. So they did leave out, come back. Megan goes stomping back in, and it was under the pretense of, I left some stuff there. And goes in, sees Tory trying to get up on Kylie. I keep getting that Tory had his hands on Kylie's hips, was leaning in and whispering things in her ear, and that's what set Megan off. And Kylie was just like, you got to get out of here. We're not having this happening in my house. I'm free to do what I want in my own home. And Megan was, popping off, telling Tory, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, saying fuck you to Kylie. So Tory grabs his shit and says, come on, let's go. Just because he realized, I gotta leave out with you. If I don't, you're not gonna go and this is gonna turn into something worse. They go out to the car. They're in the car leaving, driving. And it is how everybody was saying that, him and Megan are going back and forth. Kelsey's saying, don't talk to her that way. He turns around and says, hey, why are you defending her? She went behind your back and she hooked up with me too. You already told me before that she did this to you before. Because Spirit's saying that Tory and Kelsey had conversations while they were in their little, pillow talking phases about just, like, oh, you and Meg seem close, da-da-da-da-da, and it was like, yeah, but sometimes I feel like I can't trust her because this is what she's done to me in the past. And, she told him what happened. I was hanging with the baby. She went behind my back. I was hanging with this dude. She went behind my back. So, he brings that up in the car. Kelsey's shocked. Wait, what? Megan's, don't say that, don't listen to him, trying to deny it. And Kelsey believed it. She just instantly knew, like, you did it to me again. Why would, because it's from Kelsey's point of view, why would he tell me that y'all hooked up when that makes him look just as bad as you? He's putting himself in a situation also by telling me this. So Megan demands that they pull the car over. She gets out. They tell her, get back in. There's arguing. She gets back in the car. They pull over again. Because she says, no, fuck this. I'm not going to sit in the car and argue with all of you, just because she knew that she was being exposed, right? And it's just like, I don't want to sit here and have to be questioned about the bad shit I've done and, how I snaked you and my behavior tonight. She gets out. They go to the back of the car because that's where all the bags are. These suitcases, that were never mentioned before that Millie brought up. Now, this is the thing that I have not heard anybody say. This is something that Spirit showed me that shocked the hell out of me. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, I'm still getting over my flu. Anyways. The gun was originally in the back. Where all the bags were. Megan's original intent was just to grab her shit out the car, and she thought she was gonna, stomp off and take her stuff, act like she was gonna walk home, but really she was gonna go around the corner and call an Uber to come get her. But when Kelsey hops out and comes around the back screaming at her, Meg is the one that grabbed the gun first. She sees it. She's waving it around, pointing it at Kelsey. And pushes Kelsey. They start wrestling, and Spirit's showing that it was behind the car at first. It spilled over into somebody's yard. They're both drunk. Nobody's thinking straight. They're wrestling over the gun. It goes off a couple times. They're trying to grab it back and forth from each other. The rest of the bullets get shot out. The bullets are hitting the ground. They ricochet up, and of course, that's how those fragments ended up in the bottom of Megan's feet, because she was barefoot. Tory and the driver hop out, and this all happens so fast that by the time they get out of the car and run over, the gun's already gone off. They pull the girls apart. The gun's on the ground. Tory picks it up. This is how everybody's fingerprints were on that gun, because they were trying to pull the girls apart and everybody's hands touched that gun while they were pulling them apart, accidentally or otherwise. That's how everybody had gunshot residue on them. Remember, Megan's the only one who wasn't tested for gunshot residue, because they just automatically assume you have an injury, you're the victim in this situation. And they're putting her in the ambulance when everything happens. So there's no reason to test her in their minds. LAPD was obviously very sloppy in their entire handling of this situation. But it really was an accident. And it really was. Megan and Kelsey were fighting. And they were fighting over that gun, and nobody intentionally shot anybody. And at first, Megan was, we gotta blame Tory for this, because neither her nor Kelsey obviously wanted to have to deal with the repercussions of what happened. They were scared. Megan's got a career that she's gotta, it's just popping off. You just did a song with Nicki, you did a song with Cardi, you did a song with Beyonce. You don't want this stain on your record of, I was fighting and I accidentally shot, off a gun that ended up in my own injuries. And then, of course, here comes her team, Rock Nation, coming in, telling her this is how we're going to spin it. Because, mind you, Tory already was having problems with the industry. He got his master's. He went independent. He was threatening to expose these labels right before this happened. So to Rock Nation, it was, here's our way to punish this man. And on top of it, remember, you know, when something happened to Rihanna with the whole Chris Brown situation, where she really was truly just a victim of something, that really helped catapult her career because everybody ran to support her. And to this day, Chris Brown is still suffering the consequences of that night. And Rock Nation played a huge part of that time in being able to spin it in Rihanna's favor. So to them, it was, well, let's give it the Rihanna treatment. We can blow up Meg even bigger. Look at this poor girl. She went through this horrible thing. And we can punish Tory and shut him up so he doesn't expose the industry. He's going to be too busy trying to fight this case now. Kelsey did not get paid off. She was getting threatened that she better get in line and tell the same damn story and be on the same page as Megan. And that's why she was going along with everything until we got to court. She wants to tell the truth about what happened, but she's scared. And she's not even, her biggest worry isn't even at this point, I'm going to get charged for, you know, what happened that night. Her biggest worry is, what the fuck was Rock Nation and these people tied to this situation gonna do to me if I say too much? But she doesn't feel that it's okay and right for Tory to go down for something that he didn't do and that she knows he didn't do. So her solution is, I don't know. I don't remember. I was trying not to get in trouble, so I just told y'all whatever because you made me feel pressured like I had to go along with what y'all were saying. But it wasn't the prosecutor's office that made her feel pressured. It was Megan's team. That whole thing that she said about she was told LA is a dangerous place and you should go home was only the only threat that she was comfortable sharing. And of course you see what happened when they went to the hospital. T. Ferris was the one that went in instead of Kelsey. Meg's team was all over it immediately. We have to protect her. We got to spend this. We got to make sure because this is going to look horrible. We got to play up the victim aspect of things. But Tory did not shoot Megan. Tory apologized because he knew it was me going around dropping dick off everywhere and trying to get in on, you know, some billionaire cooch in front of y'all, and then popping off at the mouth in the car that is what led to this situation. Not because he actually shot anybody. And he obviously should have been smarter and not apologized on those jail calls or, you know, apologized over text messages. But Tory's guilt was stemming from the fact that I slept with two friends, caused them to get in a fight, and then got in the middle of that argument and was telling the truth. And again, nobody has ever said that Megan didn't get shot. She did. Did she get shot directly in the feet? No, it hit the ground. The bullets shattered, the fragments went up and got stuck in her feet. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this was an accident. Nobody should have had a gun or anything that night. But they were all drunk and being stupid and fighting. But both her and Kelsey are the ones that shot that gun off, wrestling back and forth between each other, trying to get it away from each other. Tory is unfortunately the one who grabbed it up, and then the one that tried to hide it in the car when they all got back into the car. So anyways, guys, that's what Spirit showed me that really happened that night. Let's see what comes out in court now. I love y'all. If you want to join my Patreon or book a reading, all that information will be linked down below. And I hope everybody has a good morning. Bye.